Good morning to you. Well, I've been doing mostly okay. Just taking some time off. But now that it's summertime, I decided to get back on. Not as much as I used to, like last year, but in a moderate sense. Not like everyday live streaming. And also, I'm changing the times in which I decide to get on. Yeah, it's okay. Good morning. Yesterday, around, I would say around 8 o'clock, I was feeling this like ethereal energy that was flowing through the forest. And I seen these mushrooms that was on the ground. And I was like, I wonder if I can connect to the mushrooms. So I took my left hand and I placed it on top of the mushroom. And then I closed my eyes. And then I visualized almost like a vacuum pulling, or I brought my awareness through my left arm and went down, and then I connected with the mushroom, and I start to feel that state of being, like that state of consciousness that you feel if you ever had mushrooms. But I start to feel that consciousness of the mushroom, and it was like very lower. It wasn't as extreme, but it was definitely there. They are indeed are. I was thinking to myself, most of the time, You think about just eating them. But I was like, have any of us ever thought about like connecting consciously to them? Just like as the trees. I find it, if you give them a little bit of energy, like Reiki energy, that's what I did. I flowed some chi into the mushroom that was on the ground, and then I waited, and then I asked, may I connect to this mushroom? And then when I did it, it was almost like you can start to feel the aura of the mushroom. It was pulsing like that. And then when I laid down and looked at it sideways, and it's almost like sometimes you can see, I don't know if it's thoughts or emotions or the impulse. Like sometimes I see this with people. Like if I'm in like the grocery store, I only recently start seeing this. I'm in the grocery store and I see someone and they're really, really looking at like an object that they like in the store. And the moment just before they grab the object, there's like, imagine like a heat wave, but the heat wave is going in one direction. But the heat wave, it surrounds the whole entire body. So just before they grab the object, the heat wave is like this. It moves, like it moves in a direction that they're about to grab. It's like, and it look like the air that's around them is getting smeared forward or smeared back. Like, like how could I explain air looking like it smears? But that's what it looks like. So I was seeing that coming from the mushroom, and I actually recorded maybe after I would to show my interaction with the mushroom. It's hugging a tree is ironically the best. I have a couple trees that are my favorite. There's like two trees where I work at my job, and there's a couple trees in this forest that you just feel the energy. Like if you constantly stare at a tree while like in a meditative state, while allowing all thoughts in your mind to like dissolve and letting the feelings calm down, and then move to your heart chakra, and then visualize you're seeing with your heart chakra, but instead of receiving, it's like going outwards into like the tree. Um, as you continue to like look at the tree, you start to see that effect. It looks like I would say the scales or the bark of the tree is moving. But this is the best way I can explain it. Have you ever seen like one of those AI generated videos where it's constantly moving? Like like imagine like those like smoke on an AI video, but then the AI can constantly generate, make it look like the smoke is constantly moving. That's what it looks like on some plants. If you look at it long enough, it looks like it's moving, and then it fades back and it's moving again into a different direction. Different personalities. That is so true. Especially with trees, they all have that different feeling that they give. glad to hear the feedback. I'm glad to see that I am having an impact on the whole. That's a very interesting compliment. You're welcome. Okay. I wish the camera was able to show you how green it is. Like the dark green of the forest. Thank you for sharing that state of being. I'm focusing on shifting myself into a state of being that it's allowing my body or the body elementals to relax. I appreciate it. So I probably should open. I'm wearing this hoodie because in the morning it's pretty cold and I have to force myself to get up. Usually I wake up and I'm like, oh, it's cold. I go right back to sleep. I'm trying to, well, I'm not trying. I need to stop saying I'm trying. I am shifting myself into a deeper state of consciousness. Visualize or not, or just feel your heartbeat, but trace and feel the pulse of your blood moving through your heart up. You feel it going through your neck. Begin to like feel the blood pulsing through your brain. And once you start to feel it like hit a block, visualize just releasing tension in the mind. By releasing tension in the face, you start to feel the blood flowing through your brain. You start to feel it moving through the different channels. It goes up and down, and it moves to the right side of the brain. You start to feel it expand. As more blood flows into the brain, you begin to start to feel the different parts of the brain waking up because it's getting more oxygen. So, I'm like trying to explain as I'm going at the same time. Let me just move into that state of being and then I'll explain it after. The more we relax, the more our awareness becomes more aware. So, but we need to relax so our blood can flow through our body. So the nerves in our body can get the correct amount of oxygen because we also sense magnetism through our nerves and our blood. So the more I relax right now, the more I begin to feel Mother Gaia. Mother Gaia is the collective of all the elementals working in harmony. expand outwards, I'm going to expand my awareness to the tree behind me first, moving my awareness into the tree that is behind me. Moving. Now moving into the roots below me. And now I'm moving. The roots are now entering into the creek that's to my left. Connecting to the plants that surround me. Feeling the wind in the air blowing across the leaves of the tree. Trying to slow down. The more that we are able to slow down, the more we're able to feel. I seen a science experiment on a YouTube short. It showed a ball, and the ball was spinning super fast when it's together. But as soon as the guy pulled the ball out, the ball started to spin very slowly. And I'm just using that concept right now with my awareness. When I bring it into one single point in my middle of my head, it's spinning super fast. And when I let it go, it expands out. When you allow your awareness to move like that, then you're able to feel the trees, the ground, the earth, the air, almost there. I think for this to actually get myself into that state, I will have to meditate for at least 10 minutes. But that means in that time, I will not be doing any Reiki. So let me just probably at least 5 minutes. But I will be sending out the the vibration through my chakras. I just won't be using my hands. I'm just slightly shifting my spine left and right, forward and back, and around. Imagine there's like a ball of energy at the base of the spine. And when you realign your spine by feeling it, you begin to feel that stream of light going up. You just have to guide it. So, what I am currently doing right now is I'm spinning my chi within me and then shooting it as fast as I can through my limbs of my body. You can visualize it if you like. I am breathing in, and air is or chi is flowing up through my left leg and down through the right side of my brain, like this. And then it intersects at my heart chakra and spins. Then I pull it together and then I release it. I release it in all directions. But it doesn't just go like this. It goes like a wave and swirls and go like that in all directions. The more I do this, the deeper our connection and the connection to the earth gets. you may begin to see lights, colors. It kind of looks like the northern lights, but on the back of your eyelids, like a lava lamp, but it's neon. I appreciate it. Hopefully not too big. I know that the channel's growth is reflected on how willing I am open to opening myself up to others. When I was really open last year, I started to get a lot of subscribers. But once I closed myself off, the flow of subscribers stopped. A word of advice: the best Reiki that you can do is the Reiki you do on yourself. If you begin just playing around and feeling your energy body, eventually you will begin to feel, I'll say, focused beams of light coming from your hands. And when you move your hands around your body, like for instance, if I move my hand right here, it's almost like that part of my brain lights up and it glows. And just take that and just start waving your hands or just moving your hands along your energy. The more I close myself, the more people want to get into my energy. I understand that spiritual level. Well, see it as you're condensing yourself. And I see it, the more you try to seek out and grab people's attention, the more people try to move away. But the more you start to bring your awareness inwards, it's almost like the gravitational pull goes, it falls into you. So everything is falling into you. I see that with some people in the store. Not like I'm gonna remove the negative or positive connotation off of it, but when I observe certain people, like in when I'm grocery shopping, like masculine and feminine energy, usually when I see like a lady walking in the store, you can see the magnetic pull, the gravity. You know how I said when you start to see air and it looks like it's smearing across like the air, like the impulse, it's moved like this. And if you look at the masculine energy, I see certain men at the store, and I see their energy goes like this. So it's like moving outwards and inwards. You can see it. So like sometimes you're walking near someone, it feels like you're like falling. Like I'm walking in the store, and I walk past someone, I feel like whoa, I look like I'm falling like this. Or sometimes I'm walking towards people and it look like they're falling towards me. And I'm like, oh shit. Rebalance. There we go. I say all negative energy is seeking balance. Us, a new way to look at it is not like a negative belief or not negative energy, but look at it as a negative belief, like a negative operating system. The operating system that they have is constricting, and when they go towards someone who has a belief system that is not constricting, then they feel okay. But with their belief system that they have, they believe that the only way to get something is by taking it instead of just allowing it. If the person were to realize that all they had to do is allow themselves to relax, like when they come near the other person, all they have to do is allow themselves to relax into that belief system that the other person has. Like if you ever see a state of being that you like in someone else, all you have to do is relax into that state of being, match their state of being, and then just maintain it. Just relax. I do that with myself. He said, people will walk right into me if I want to constantly dodge. They were like, oops, or they're like, that's why you start to learn how to like move with the energy. That's why I be walking in the store and someone be walking close to me and I'd be like, just flowing with it, or basically flowing and spinning around. You gotta move like water between the the flow of energy and motion. It's flow. I apologize right now, but currently I'm not having any moderators. And my reason for that, it's mainly because if negative comments come in, and if I have someone else deal with those negative comments are still gonna come regardless. Because that is my lesson. My lesson is to, and I start to see it with other Reiki healers, we have to learn how to love completely, even if the person is like screaming and yelling and stabbing you, you still gotta be unconditionally loving. I see it as if I was made out of water, the person may like yell, and so like they may throw a lot of heat. I become steam, and then I encumbers the heat and transmute it back into flowing water. Well, I don't think there's gonna be any problems with the channel. If this channel were to get like hacked or deleted, I would just start a new one, and all my subscribers they will find me again. That's how I see it. This is just a channel. I'm not really attached to the channel. It's not about how many viewers and subscribers I get. It's about the people who's willing to receive the energy. You're focusing. It's so interesting because recently I've been thinking about watching Star Wars because I never watched it, and I find it the universe is putting all these synchronicities. Like I was walking in a store and I looked over to my left and I seen a Star Wars theme like crackers on a box. And now just now you just said Yoda from Star Wars. So maybe I should start watching it. Let me shift back. Like moving back and forth through my brain. Move to the back. Yes, quality over quantity is very important in the case of Reiki because if you're constantly, how I see it, if I'm not in the mood to do a Reiki video and I just get on Reiki and start doing it, I end up attracting a lot of negative comments. But if my heart is filled with joy and I really want to express how I feel in the moment, and I really want to share my state of being, when I get on, I barely get any negative comments. Like right now, I was really happy. Immediately when I woke up this morning, the first thing I did was get on live right now. So I only got like one negative comment, but that was okay. Oh, you're speaking of the the Star Wars movie. So your focus in so many ways. I want to be as true as you. Thank you. Now I need to start allowing myself to be more open because I'll be honest, I've been focusing so much and pushing everything away that now I just find myself in the woods alone all the time. I want to say alone, but it looks like it. But now it's time for me to start allowing myself to be integrated with people. But that is a conversation for me and my higher self. Move back into one of my old beliefs. That is something I like to speak on. The belief of the journey is being alone. But as you expand your awareness, you also become aware of the energies that surround you, the guides, the support angels, even extraterrestrials in their astral form. hobby of, I say mentorship. I don't really see myself as a teacher, but just another brother who has experience in certain ways through lots of errors. Namaste. Speaking of that, it has been an hour and it's now time for me to exit. My phone's on 3%. I'm surprised it lasted long. I completely forgot about that. Well, sending my deepest gratitude and thanks, sending my light, unconditional awareness. I had to change that. May your morning or night be filled with relaxation and peace, serenity, and I shall see you soon. Namaste. Gratitude.